So the VGMA has gotten a lot of things wrong in the past, but this might be their singular biggest fuck up in their history. What up, people, and welcome to another episode of Social Moments, where we do all kinds of online trends. Charlie, if you're new here, be sure to hit the subscribe button, click on the bell and click on all, and also hit on the like button on this video. It really helps a lot. So the closing curtains was drawn on the Vodafone Ghana Music Awards only a few hours ago. And before you know, the night, the biggest conversation about Vodafone Ghana Music Awards was who was gonna win the Artist of the Year. And the conversation was between, PCA, Esther, and Black Sherif. Well, actually, it was between them and 6 other people, but nobody really gave a damn about them. Sorry, it is not me, the public. Not me too. A lot of people were gunning for Black Sherif, an artist who has been consistent. Ever since he came onto the industry, he has been consistent, releasing hits, releasing hit of an album. And other people were in support of PSA Esther, a gospel musician who went on a hiatus for years and came back and released a hit song. But ultimately, the night was decided and the award for the Artist of the Year went to none other than Black Sherif.
Black Sherif!
Congratulations, Black Sherif!
It seems, we were paying so much attention to this award that the other categories where Black Sherif was nominated in was, nobody was really thinking about it until the award was given to somebody who has now been deemed the wrong person, somebody who nobody thought was gonna win. Charlie, like the Artist of the Year award and the Album of the Year award goes hand in hand. So how in the hell are you gonna give the Artist of the Year to Black Sherif and then turn around to give Album of the Year to Ken Promise's 5-star? Like, yo, Charlie, it really does. It goes hand in hand, because the only reason, the sole reason why you are giving this person the Artist of the Year award is because of that album. You feel me? That album did magic. That album worked. He worked his ass off, released that album, broke records, to the point where you feel say he deserved the Artist of the Year. Again, the only reason why you think he deserved the Artist of the Year, gave him the Artist of the Year award, is because of that album. Because the year in retrospect, award na baba didn't want his body of works. I'm gonna win the Artist of the Year. They are all on that album. So how, again, in the hell, do you give the Artist of the Year to him? And then at the corner, the Artist of the Year, the reason why you're giving him the Artist of the Year, the album that made him worthy to win the Artist of the Year, you take the award for that album and he give it to somebody else. Make this make sense, people. Like, yo, shout out to Ken Promise, a win is a win, but Charlie ain't kind of correct. Like, how? At the risk of sounding rude and at the risk of sounding rude, nobody gave a damn about 5-star. This is not individual song, so this is album. It's a collective thing. Nobody really gave a damn about 5-star. The Villain I Never Was, on the other hand, smashed records, people. It smashed records. This is a debut album from, an upcoming musician that broke records in this country and the world over. The Villain I Never Was album had all the makings of the Album of the Year, but for some reason, the VGM is right. Like, it's their signature to fuck up. Like, they get their shine once every year and they make sure to make it count by keeping their names in their mouths and in the news for as long as they can before they come back the next year. And they knew, say, the Artist of the Year, it was too volatile, and like everybody knew who it was supposed to go to, and nobody was really paying attention to the other categories. And so that's where they decided to fuck up. Like, yo, you people screwed up Ken Promise in the past, when he was actually supposed to win several awards in the past. You didn't give it to him, and you decided to give him an award he did not deserve on the night. Like, you people were trying to compensate, and you overcompensated by giving him the Album of the Year. 5-star did not deserve that award, and everybody knows it. You cannot even like compare the two. You cannot compare 5-star to The Villain I Never Was. Charlie, they make sense. It does not make sense. Like I said, the risk of sounding like I'm underplaying somebody's hard work, but no credit so that why I was here can the villain I never was the shit. Not often in this current times of ours somebody release an album where majority of the songs on the album are an instant hit to this day. Like if you step out there right there in the street right now, I really need to get out there and start having a conversation with people. Coming soon, it will be coming soon. You step out right there and you ask people to randomly interview people to list songs of the 5-star album, just 2 songs, maybe one self, people no go know. He had individual hits. The album itself, it had nothing on the villain I never was. And to see you people snap the villain I never was and give the album to 5-star. Even Ken Promise himself knows that he does not deserve this award, and that's on facts. No, Charlie, VGMAs make this make sense, because it really doesn't. And when you watch this and you're sitting there, you are like how? And I'm thinking, Charlie, it be me alone way thinking that this is some rubbish. And so, I went online to check, and lo and behold, I was not the only one. Even people, personalities are way, they keep out of these issues, or they don't really like, be their cup of tea, sir. You don't really see them, every day on it. Even they came out on social media to let their thoughts be known about this. And, in particular, Wodemaya, Ghana or Africa's biggest YouTuber. Even Wodemaya thought this was some BS. Charlie, he says, how can he win Artist of the Year without winning Album of the Year? Charlie, it's the same point I've been making. It's literally the same point I made. It goes hand in hand. Literally, the only time somebody who wins Artist of the Year does not also deserve to win Album of the Year is if it's when the person who won the Artist of the Year with the year in retrospect worked his ass off, tour, released his songs, did all the things the musicians have to do to win Artist of the Year, except probably, did not release an album, but he released several hit songs, was everywhere, and in that case, it will make no sense to give the Album of the Year to the person because they literally don't have an album. And that is literally the only time I feel that the Album of the Year and the Artist of the Year should go to different people if the person who won the Artist of the Year did not release an album. But in the case when somebody releases an album, a smash hit of an album, and win the Artist of the Year, what is the sense? I feel like I'm repeating myself, so moving on. Daybreaks his Album of the Year. I didn't even know Promise released an album self. Laugh my ass off. Seriously, and this is not an isolated case. A lot of people don't know he released an album. Like I said, if I was to step out there in the street, interviewing people, asking them to list at least a song or 2 of Ken Promise's 5-star album, or even ask them Ken Promise's album name self. Prior to this, VGMA, they probably will not be able to answer. That is how, what's the word? Unnoticed. That is how unnoticed the 5-star album went. He released promo for Twitter here and there, and pretty much that was it. The villain I never was global. It was on the Times Square. It broke records. Charlie. You know what? Kofi Adofo says Black Sheriff has been robbed. You deserve the Album of the Year. No disrespect to Ken Promise. Charlie, no disrespect to, but it goes sound like that to some people. But no, so that one we have to say it. There is no way in hell 5-star. If even the villain I never was not on the bill, was not contesting, had not been released, and was not contesting for Album of the Year, I still think 5-star would have had a tough time winning over the other nominations on the list. And that is if the villain I never was not on the bill. If Encounter didn't say about winning over the other nominations of the Album of the Year, none can be say Malik Ofori, a fellow YouTuber, says Black Sheriff's the villain I never was no win Album of the Year. Charlie, when it shock us or it shock everybody. It shock everybody. Tracy says The Villain I Never Was remains album of the year in my eyes, in yours, in mine, and in every discerning person with like common sense or whatever. Young kind of great. Jimmy Bucket says VGMA should stop that nonsense where they deprive a deserving artist of one award just because they are going to win a different award they deserve too. Right? It seems like that's what they are doing. As a almost charm and that's so you can't do that. Kim Thomas had a chance some years ago to win some of these awards. And you people snub them. Anyway, continuing, he says, how is Blacko's album not album of the year? How? Have they listened to the material, the impact? Have they listened to the material, the impact? Have they listened to the material and the impact? Nonsense, he finishes. Charlie, this tweet, this particular tweet is everything summarized. It's everything summarized. You cannot please everybody. Fadia deserve a man. Bongo idea says, if you can't win the album of the year, how then do you think you are fit to win artist of the year? Huh? This is me agreeing with Bongo ideas and intensity for me to agree with Bongo ideas, but it's literally the same thing I said. It goes hand in hand. It literally goes hand in hand. VGMA, you people for mixed you, but I guess you got what you wanted. Maestro says the album of the year where they can give the poor there, that was the biggest robbery of the night. Him now, he knows it's a robbery. They are just consoling him for his loss over the past years. Charlie, I feel the same way. I feel like they are compensating and they overcompensated. Charlie, the guy deserves certain awards over the years ago and you people screwed him up. Not this year, so you will be time on. So now, I'ma will be full. What kind of precedents are you people setting? Charlie, this is why 3Music remains the ultimate. They but they do so well. They get things right. Charlie, even Black Sheriff himself says he has the album of the year hands down. But it's the other nominations, including the artist of the year, that it be 50-50. He said it, and he was so right.
Album of the year near Skunk and the Obeji. The rest will be 50-50.
Because again, how can he? Charlie, this is madness. This is insane. Is what it is. Now I can go on and on and on and on, but you get the point already. At this point, you get the point. But let me know what you feel too. Let me know what you think. Who do you think deserved the album of the year award, and what other category do you think a musician did not deserve to win, or another musician was scammed off? Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Don't just leave it there. Hit on the bell and click on all so you receive updates. So you receive notifications whenever I drop a fresh video. Charlie, with the VGMA for a cheer, you go stress unnecessarily. Catch you later.